Yo, what's good, folks? The golden voice that you're hearing right now is none other than the one and only Truth Be Told. You know, positive is where I live. And the podcast that you're listening to right now is The E.I.T.H.R by my boy, D-Cal, my OG. So give it up and listen in. I love y'all. Mwah.
So, let's start with the E.I.T.H.R.
You're listening to the E.I.T.H.R podcast with D-Cal.
What up? Check 1 2 1 2. We live.
Oh shit.
We're live. Yo. Mike is hot, baby. Mike is hot.
Oh snap.
Yo, what up, peoples? This is your boy D-Cal here, E.I.T.H.R podcast, and in office we have a guest. Hi, Marissa.
What it do?
How are you
Happy
doing?
Friday, people.
Happy Friday. So, what exactly do you do, Marissa, besides run Sacramento, like the hood mayor of Rio Linda?
First of all, can we not bitch locations?
Okay.
Damn, you just outed me in these streets.
I didn't say where at.
You did. Like,
No, I didn't. So, how's life treating you?
It's well.
Yeah? What's new with you?
Living the dream, man. Whatever the fuck that is.
Hey, do not wake up from it. Thank you very much for coming by and being a guest on the podcast. You're the second person in the studio. So, for those of you who don't know the E.I.T.H.R podcast, Elephant in the Room, we talk about all kind of fun stuff, topics and discussions and things that you may not agree with. But at the end of the day, you're going to have a more informed perspective on what it is that we talk about. So, before we finish this chit chat with her and I, let's go ahead and stick with the routine. Social media, you can follow us on the E.I.T.H.R, E.I.T.H.R. If you have any questions or concerns, you can go ahead and follow us on Instagram or on Twitter. Free subscription to gnsetv.com. Go ahead and help your boy out with that. That'd be great. If you want to text or call the podcast with anything that you want me to talk about or anything you want to discuss, you're more than welcome to call at 916-282-9372. Go ahead and put that number in your phone. So normally we go ahead and do shout outs, inspirational, motivational, and things of that nature. So we're going to keep going with that. For the shout out, everybody who's trying to keep their air conditioning from overheating. Because it's hot for no damn reason
Dude, it's hotter
outside.
than the Denver Balls.
I mean, and running in leather sweats. Like it is stupid. But it's summer. What are we expecting anything different? So,
I mean, honestly, we're really kind of blessed we even had it the way we had it until now. And I'm really pissed off at all those motherfuckers out there who've been posting, we're summer, and it's like, bitch, it's gonna be here soon enough.
Summer's arrived.
For
this weekend.
We knew it would. Why didn't you just enjoy the June that has never June like other Junes before?
Because people don't know how to enjoy things that's in front of them. They just have to complain until what they're complaining about happens. Then they complain about it at that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So,
better.
Shout out to you guys out there who your summer has arrived. Inspirational, motivational. Go ahead and read this. Anyone who has ever made anything of importance was disciplined. That's crucial for people to understand because a lot of us in general have this belief of instant gratification, and because it doesn't happen right away, you feel discouraged or Rome wasn't built in a day, and you can't eat an elephant in one bite. So It takes time, and you have to be disciplined. The great Denzel Washington once said, to be successful, it takes discipline and consistency. Now, the key is to have both of them simultaneously. So, some days are going to be great, some days are going to be better than others, but you're never going to have a bad day unless you choose to make it a bad day. So, whatever you do, control that choice and make it a good day, and turn your good day into a great day, and then tomorrow, I'll do that. So, we're going to go ahead and get into this conversation right after a word from our sponsor. It's the boy Decal at the E.I.T.H.R podcast, episode number 121. Yo, that's crazy. So we're going to be back. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you very much. It's baby steps. We getting there though.
You always so humble.
I haven't done anything yet. So we'll be right back. It's your podcast.
Crush all the struggles and pressures that get in your way, big or small, minor or major. We all are fighting demons that others do not know about. But it's how you handle it that makes it look easy. Shop at Mile.today. Again, Mile, MILE.today. Mile.today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The E.I.T.H.R podcast is live with Miss Marissa this summer. Man, that's crazy. Now I'm just thinking, like, 20 years.
Right, I knew that was going to be this, 20 years. Like, first of all, big ups to both of us for, like, our, evolution of ourselves.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. But, you know, it's funny because, like, you know how I am. Like, I really believe, you know, like, the universe moves in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how we met, fly down the 50.
Right. What was that? Major Field?
Something like that. I mean, I was, like, 22,
right.
You know, bumping Akon and my Impala floating through. And
right.
It's just kind of weird because it's like we were working a block from each other.
Literally.
But yet we both lived in the north, all the way away from where we worked.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, see, the universe is like, yo, you family.
Right. Yeah, man. It's wild. We Nextel.
And you know what's so funny is that's how so many people knew you as. Probably up until like more like, I don't know, like last 10 years or whatever. Like my friends are like, oh, you know Nextel?
You know, but you know what? It's cool because Nextel sounds better than having Burger King.
I mean,
Domino's Pizza, Taco Bell. You know, why is Domino talking about, you know, they pregnant? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm done.
Right. Nextel. Those are fun days, man.
Those were fun days, though. But I mean, now fast forward, though. You know what I mean? Now we're the OGs.
Now we're the OGs in the block.
We are literally the aunties and the uncles.
And yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild. So it's Friday, so we're gonna, you know, let loose just a little bit. On Friday's show, I have a segment called "What's Your Mile," and we'll kind of do that towards the end of the episode. But "What's Your Mile" is you take something that's normally something that was difficult for you to do.
Right.
And your goal is to make it look easy. Your goal is to conquer it, to accomplish it, to knock it out. So where you can now look back at it next week and say, okay, it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be,
Right.
or as I made it out to be.
Right.
So I try to do this segment on every Friday, so people have some over the weekend to work over. But we'll get to that. So I mean, what's new with you? Like, do we rose gold? No, that's not a thing.
Oh, okay.
That's not a thing.
So
Oh, it is.
Okay. So
okay, here we go. So
no. Let's not get too far
No?
into this.
Okay.
Let's not get specifics on it right now
Okay.
because I don't.
Yeah.
As you know, that's been a problem in the past with other characters.
Yes. Can we talk about what it is, the name, what it is, the idea of what it is, since people kind of like, what is it? And I kind of put you on the spot.
Look, we'll just say it's.
It's what?
It's a cannabis company, California Rose Gold.
California Rose Gold. Okay.
It's something. If anybody knows anything about the core program in Sacramento, California, it's something. It's
Right.
a great opportunity, but also COVID's done a lot of stalemate shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's that, but also the climate for cannabis. But that's whatnot. But it's kind of funny you mentioned that because as you're talking about the mild shit, I'm like, oh God, what is it? What is it with me? And I'm like, I always say shit like my kids, but I always as a mom feel like there's always more to do than what I do. But we haven't talked really this week.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I had a year ago some shit went down. I think I filled you in a little bit about it, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty big on respect. I'm a Leo, pride, whatever, and I really had it got me so in a place that I reverted back mentally to some of like my old
habits, old thoughts.
old thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Not habits, not actions, just the thoughts. And maybe the words.
Old mindset.
Huh?
Like an old mindset.
Man, and I definitely didn't want to be in that place. So like
Right.
I cut basically, and I have other things that I do, and I focused on that as well as family. Some really great things were going on in family. Daughter graduating college, woo woo.
Yo,
Right? No, she did the damn thing. I don't want to hear shit. No,
Yeah.
she did the damn thing.
She did the easy part. All she did was go to college. You have to raise her. You have to raise her. You raised her.
Yeah, but you know what? She also raised me. That's the thing about being a young mom, though. She
Word.
also raised me. I mean, and that's
Word.
real talk.
Word.
So, yeah, definitely. I mean, we could go on for days about that.
I was just looking at the picture of you had posted.
Right.
And I mean, I miss her at that size, man. I miss her at
Isn't
that
that
age.
crazy? And it's like you always picture her as that, though.
I do.
And that's the thing is we all do. Okay. And it's, I'm glad she stuck with it.
Right. Word.
So,
No, but
there's that.
You did that. So for those who don't know, Single Mom here produced a graduate from Berkeley. And I understand that she's low playing it. Berkeley.
No, I'm not downplaying her, but
You
she
see
did her
Berkeley.
part. Yeah.
You are the mom who
But
gave her the game to where she wanted to take the baton.
No, see,
take off with
here's my theory though. Is first of all that she set out for a dream, and she got that shit. And yeah, of course, I always said, you can do anything. Of course, I said things like that. Whatever, sure. But she still had to believe in herself to do it. And the thing is there's many a times that like I said, she helped raise me too.
Right.
But that's all her, man. That's all her. That's her. She was always a hard worker, and I feel like the way I look at it is I encouraged her and loved her enough to, feel hopefully enough supported. I don't know, but I fucked up enough also for her to not want to make the same mistakes.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
being a teen mom, she recognized that, and then when I had Maverick, she was like 12, 13, and seeing how hard a baby is, I think that really helped her. I really do. Because she still ain't had no kids.
Yeah, but he's a superhero in his own right.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I'm saying? He's a superhero. So, and I hope her and Shiloh, is that his name?
Oh. Going on?
Yeah,
So she just finished her last class too. I mean,
I'm glad her and Shiloh.
You are so We'll just, aliases. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yes,
Okay.
we'll
I like
do
that.
that. So, big ups to him.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that though, because I actually earlier today, I was talking to my sis, and that's the thing is like, I will, I give the young man this, is he promised that he would support her and pay the, the bulk of whatever, so she didn't have to worry about working and going to school and finish it.
Right.
And he did just that. It might have been very bumpy. It might have been very, but he did that. And the thing is it's hard for, look at a lot of kids these days, their age, like they ain't doing nothing for themselves. I shouldn't say that. There's a lot, but then there's a lot that are also making movements in big ways from very young ages. So I don't want to be too hard on this generation because they have some things going for them too. They're going to be the risers.
They definitely have a different path than we had to go through, but it's a different world.
Yeah, that too.
Than we were in. So, that's good. Like I said, man, congratulations to the whole squad, the whole tribe.
Right.
On making moves,
Thank
man.
you.
That's what's up. So what's on your mind that you would like to bring? Like, I got some stuff.
Man, you always got some stuff, and I always want to hear your stuff,
All right,
and then we
cool.
can spin on. Let's do
So
this.
one of the things that I've been talking about here on the podcast is artificial intelligence. I knew that was going to get you, right?
I feel like, I know you're going somewhere, but I feel like, so my son, always jokes around about wanting to clone me. So the real me can spend time with him while the other me works and does chores or, does other important mom shit, house shit, whatever, And I always say, like, his moms always joke about that. If only I can multiply myself.
Right.
And here we motherfucking are right about now.
Literally.
So, yeah.
Literally.
Carry on.
So, I like where AI is going. The problem is
It's going to fall into the wrong hands.
that part.
You already know it.
That part, because everything for the most part does.
And the wrong hands is probably the government. Let's be real.
Well,
Okay, maybe we should leave that alone
no.
because there's people listening.
No.
I don't want to get
No. They know how we get down here on the ether. We
Okay.
elephant in the room, so we gonna look at it all. But there's so many different aspects of AI where it can get tricky. So let's look at it from a pro, where ChatGPT. Are you familiar with that?
Wait, say it again?
ChatGPT.
No, I don't think
Okay, so what ChatGPT is, it's an AI that can basically 80% of the work for you. So let's say, for example,
see, that's a problem in itself. You already know where I'm going to go with that.
so let's say the graduate was having to do a paper for a class, and she was having writer's block.
Oh no, so there was a thing like this already, kind of with Diamond going to school. Because she was saying there's things that will, like, you just put in a couple of this and that, and it will literally generate shit for you.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, so...
And so the it's great because if you are doing something and you just can't get the idea right, it will spit something out for you, and you can kind of take the rest. I think for children, it's a great deal because Matt, he can create whatever he wants with just a few sentences, and it will give the story, and it can animate the story that he just created. So it opens up a whole different level of creativity.
Right.
So you can teach how to do that. The bad side of that, whether you can tell me if you agree it's not, it could stop somebody from thinking more.
I mean, I think
or
that's
being more creative.
I think that's definitely one of the problems, period.
Mm-hmm.
Just because with technology as it is anyways, we've become so reliant on it for
Mm-hmm.
everything
Mm-hmm.
that it's somewhat dumbed us down, or like, you know, I think a lot of us, you know, have had quote unquote brain fog unrelated
Right.
to COVID, and it's like, is it because we're using, you know, our phones to remember everything versus us where we're not like exercising our brains? So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
But also though, it's not just like dumbing us down. It's gonna put people out of work. You know what I'm saying? Like there's little, I mean, maybe not in its entirety, but the thing is like, you know, but how does that like really like make all this make sense though? So
I'll do my best.
It could put people out of work, but yet there's staffing shortages. So AI would help that if there's not enough bodies, as they say, to go into the position. And where did all the fucking people go?
Okay, so folks are going to have a field day with this explanation, but for the most part, it's a combination of worker fatigue, inflation fatigue, cost of living fatigue.
Yeah, relocation. Everybody's shuffling around, I feel like. And that's,
you see what I'm saying?
You know,
and places are getting completely, like, congested.
Oh, yeah,
on top of the political stuff that's going on for the past X amount of years, right? So, you have people are just tired.
For real.
And I know they raised the prices of, you know, your hourly rate, which is cool.
Right.
But the problem with that is rent goes up.
But here's the thing, though, that kills me about all that stuff is 99% of these businesses, landlords, whoever, whatever it is, are making profits no matter what. Sure, with the raise, it may decrease their profit, but at the same time, they're still making a profit. And it's greed, you know. I mean, I get they gotta live too, but hold on a minute, man.
Right.
What about the taxes these rich people ain't got to pay?
Yo, you wanna know something funny? Someone just attempted to
Call in?
No.
Oh, darn. No.
Somebody literally cloned my E.I.T.H.R Twitter account.
Right now?
Yeah.
You fucking see, they're fucking listening to us and they're like, yeah, motherfucker, let's go.
Just so you guys know, this is not me. It's the E.I.T.H.R P017402.
Oh, hold on, I should go see if they try to add me on my Twitter.
That's wild. He has the E.I.T.H.R with the elephant podcast microphone. Just like.
But that picture.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, that's some corny ass. Hold on. Can you click on the picture and see it closer?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this corny ass white guy. Sorry, no offense. No.
That's
Kyle. That's Kyle. Look at him, dude. The fucking hat, the boots. It's fucking Kyle.
probably.
I have one guess what he drives, and I'm sorry, but it fits the description.
That's just interesting because it was created.
Let me see. Hold on, I missed all that.
Right. This is breaking for you guys. It's created June of 2023.
Damn. Yeah, wait. Hold on. Wait, oh look, this is even funnier. The description. Aries, 19, bye. Alright, dude, go trip over a knife? Damn, really?
Oh, okay, so it's probably somebody who watches my posts.
Maybe? No.
It has to be, alright, dude, go trip over a knife. So it's probably someone that watches my posts or maybe listens to the podcast and is creating a duplicate account to try to do something with the name. That's interesting.
Okay, you don't understand how fucking... See, that's that shit I'm talking about.
That's interesting. Anyway, I'll get to that. We
won't.
No, I'll get to it.
Wait, hold on. Let me go back. I see, and now I don't even know my fucking password on my Twitter.
You know what? It's all good. It's all good. So we were talking about.
I mean, they can follow my Twitter. No, I'm just kidding.
the artificial intelligence, the AI.
And how do we not know that that's not artificial intelligence?
It probably is.
I mean,
It could be a bot.
What are we doing here?
It could be a bot created by.
What's the difference between a bot and artificial intelligence?
Good.
I mean, I'm sorry. It's what.
You're right. You're right. So, thank you very much for that, love, whoever you are, on creating that account.
Hold on, though. Yeah, no, that is love. Let's relish in that for a minute, okay? You've hit something somewhere, struck a nerve that somebody actually want to clone you for a minute.
They want to create a similar...
They want to jack your swagger.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I guess that's a compliment.
Often imitated but never duplicated.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Thank you for that. Simple. Thank you for that. That's interesting.
No, I don't want to do that.
That's interesting. We'll take care of it a little bit later. But yeah,
okay. So I see you. I'm checking my Twitter out now, okay?
Right?
Because I'm a little bit like, can I go report them?
I mean...
How we handle them?
I don't know, but he told me to go trip over a night. Okay.
That's not a terrorist threat.
I mean, yo, that's interesting because I've never said anything that I can think of that would cause somebody to...
Can we take a picture of that real quick?
So...
This shit is hilarious.
That's just interesting.
I could probably look that up. Not that I want to, just because of that. I was just tripping off of that, though.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
That was a nice little distraction out there. We're still being distracted off of.
Speaking of distractions.
Yeah.
I know. But you already know. I can tell by your face. We say it on the count of 3. Let's see if it's the same thing.
John Stamos. No, we're not.
You're stupid. Oh, no.
I haven't got to respond back.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's not what I'm talking about.
What?
Distractions. You are silly. I was not talking about this.
That's what I was.
I was going to say, speaking of distractions, and we're over here talking about all this, what is the biggest distraction going on right now?
Oh, you mean about the submersible or whatever?
Submarine.
It's not a submarine.
It's a bullshit, is what it is. I'm just going to throw this out here. I don't think they're fucking dead. And I think it's fucking bullshit, even if, I'm sorry if they are. R.I.P. Okay? But the attention on that, as opposed to other things that should be focused on right now. I'm just saying, like them kids in the plane that crashed in the freaking jungle are now being like held for ransom and trafficked and shit.
I didn't hear about that. And that's probably your point.
Maybe we should look into that.
Yeah. Can you look that up?
Okay.
And tell me about it? Because I know one point of view is the distraction is
that other vote
from Biden. Because his whole thing is being, they're trying to get him indicted and for his son. So that's interesting. But yeah, with that situation, how is that more important than everything else?
I'm just saying.
That's interesting. That's a good point. Like I said, I didn't even hear about that.
Okay, so I'm not finding anything about them being tracking, so maybe that was one of those like social media rumors.
Okay.
But they were definitely found. They said that they were in the jungle for 40 fucking days on the Amazon.
Really?
And these were kids, bro, and it was allegedly after a plane crash. Did they jack the plane and crash it? Because it's like, what the fuck? Can you
find any article on that?
Oh, dude, they're all right here. Like, there's NBC News,
what is
CBS, CNN. You want me to forward you some?
Yeah.
There's even a YouTube, but I mean, I don't know about all that. So USA Today. But hold on, but that also brings another good point. So in the media, though, I mean, come on, you just sent me that thing about Joe Rogan and how in the know about the media. It's like, and I was talking to someone about this last night.
Yeah.
The news is like reality TV, and a lot of people already know most of that's scripted or prompted. Okay.
Right.
Based on actual events, but dramatized or whatever.
Right.
So there's that.
True.
I'm not going to train of thought because I'm
No, it makes. I was letting you run, but that makes sense. But yeah, now I gotta find out about those kids.
Okay, let me send it to you.
Yeah, send that to
me.
me.
But yeah, it's just kind of interesting though. I mean, and that's the other thing. Like, I mean, okay, and I hate to even like bring this up, but it's one of those things that like really, really bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
Is, you know, I think it was last year. You remember that girl got like missing up in like fucking Colfax or some shit? Got Kylie Rogers.
I think so. I think I do.
So, yeah, hella sad. Search for the girl. No problem. But they did a straight up Amber Alert.
Yeah.
And it did not meet the criteria as far as I'm fucking concerned. And if it met the criteria, then how come nobody else is being triggered on that? I'm seeing kids coming up missing all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you know, friends' kids, you know, getting out, like autistic kids getting out, wandering, young girls coming up missing, ending up in other cities.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. That shit really pissed me off. But that's that. She fit the description for the Amber Alert. It's called blonde, blue-eyed.
I got you. I can say though, there's been a lot more Amber Alerts. Oh, yes, I did the text message. I got that. Okay.
Columbia. Anyways, as you were saying, you can't say what.
I forgot what I was just talking about.
And I just got distracted by Batman. There's a chase.
Oh,
there's a chase.
The Batman, right? Okay, I told you that. Yeah.
There's a chase. Is that Kate Beckinsale?
No, that's Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, I can't see. I can't
Tilted.
see. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, so her daddy fine, though, too. Oh, my God.
I mean, Lisa Bonet's her mom.
She fine, too. That family is just fine.
She looks like her parents.
Yeah.
You throw glasses on her, Zoe looks like her daddy. You take the glasses off, Zoe looks like her mama.
She does.
Right?
Oh, yeah. You know, yeah.
I did a whole thing about that movie on how it's now like my second favorite Batman. Behind Michael Keaton.
Robert Pattinson, is he really that good?
Yes. Dude, the way they set that film up too, and this is in the comment section, he's like a great Bruce Wayne. Right. Because they have him set up as the emo child who lost his parents at a young age, who's still depressed, dealing with that emotional.
Oh, so he's like reinvented from Twilight.
It's a darker Bruce Wayne than we've seen. Because we've already seen Bruce Wayne as this mellow, cool.
I don't know, Christian Bale, dude. That just maybe because I just had American Psycho in my mind constantly.
That could be it.
You know what I mean?
But that Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne.
He's a corny ass.
He wasn't. He was just like a. I don't say a narcissist, but he was like a very introvert Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But an approachable Bruce Wayne.
But
this one is more like a recluse Bruce Wayne. He just plays that part. So.
And I see he's a peeper.
Yeah, well.
He's a peeper.
Batman is a peeper. But we don't talk about that because Batman's an American treasure, apparently.
Okay, so, right. But see, the narratives on some of this shit, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, if you really think about it, the villains make more sense than the heroes. But the good guy has to win. The good guy has to win.
Wait, but that's what they tell us is the good guy.
Yeah. I mean, if you,
I don't know who they is, but they tell us.
The people who was in charge of entertainment. I mean, if you really listen to all of the villain speeches,
right,
they're telling you the truth.
Right.
It's just the narrative of the film can't let good always prevails over evil.
Who do you think our reality modern day villain that's telling the truth is? For those of you who don't know, I'm pointing at him.
She's pointing at me. So
I'm just kidding.
People who are like every hero we've ever had has been assassinated. Those are the villains.
Okay, so
because they're going against the system.
What heroes are you saying? I need names. Let's drop those.
Tupac Shakur.
Oh, okay.
JFK.
Well, you already have me with Tupac.
Malcolm X.
I almost wore my Poetic Justice Tupac.
You should have.
I know I should have. You know,
it would have been great.
I know. R.I.P.
But a lot of people who are speaking against the system, quote unquote, some are more powerful than others.
No, and that's true and that's funny is this also came up last night in a conversation too. Right. Is people who blow the whistle, so to speak,
Mhm.
people who speak out against the system, whatever, they get snuffed.
They do
Or
for
they
something.
or they get smear campaigned
Right.
to where nobody fucks with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or they're,
Right.
there's all that fucking
I
shit.
think it depends on how you present it. Like, for example, me and you went to the Punchline
Again.
to go see Corey Holcomb again,
Funny motherfucker.
right? He on his podcast,
5150, right?
yes,
I haven't listened to it yet, but yeah.
he does stuff like that.
Okay.
But I think it's comedy, because that's what comedy really is. It's telling the
taking
truth,
real life and making it funny.
right? Like George Carlin.
Right.
But you're putting it in a sense to where we all can laugh at it
Right.
equally,
Right.
In unison and it ice breaks. But in most cases, because it's prepared in humor,
Right.
no one takes it serious in a large scale.
Right.
And I said this to people before, man, if you're going to go that route, you got to understand the system that you're trying to go against. Be careful what you ask for.
No,
Because
it's
if
very
that
true.
system does change, the life you live will change with it.
Right, and that's the thing is I think sometimes people don't follow some of that stuff
Uh-huh.
through because you exactly be careful with what you ask
You know what I
for,
mean?
and
It's
things
like-
can have a ripple effect.
Right. And people were like, no, it's not. Because, everyone, what happens in your imagination is,
Well, but that's the other problem is a lot of people, they want certain things to change.
they like the idea of the change.
Right.
They don't
But not
like
the
the action
logistics.
of the change.
Well, and that's another thing is some people might like all those ideas or even the logistics of things or thought that out, but do they have the action? You know what I'm saying? Or do they know how,
Do they have the drive, the consistency, another
it's
thing?
draining.
Another thing too, the environment, right? Because
Yeah.
you could be someone who wants to strike past the world you live in. But if the environment around you is not of that same mindset,
Right.
it can be extremely draining because you're like, I'm trying to get the fuck out, but I can't because I got this peer pressure over here, I have this influence over there.
Well, shit, you just described the hood.
Literally.
I mean, literally. You know
right?
what I'm saying? And the thing is sometimes you can take people out the hood, but they'll still have the hood mentality. And
Mhm.
that will also still,
But to piggyback on your point,
right.
right?
And I'm not, you know me, I'm not, judging, I'm not down to none
Right.
of that shit straight up.
It's
Like,
one of those scenarios where,
I have a past.
for me, in the way I look at shit, I try to look at it subjectively in both sides, right?
Of course.
Hence the
But
podcast.
that's how you have to do it, though.
But a lot of the world don't, because if reality doesn't match their fantasy, then the reality is wrong. And
But
there's-
that's different.
right.
But that's different.
See, now, here's why I say the change that we all want would never happen, because we're so attached to what we're comfortable with. There's a documentary, and I said this on one of my episodes, called The 1%.
Right.
And it's the great-grandson of the founder of Johnson & Johnson, Jamie Johnson. And
What's
he
up
made
with these percenters? The 1%, the 3%.
he breaks it down, man, to where he investigates. And come to
Right.
find out his dad tried to do it too, but the hires that be kind of shunned him and wouldn't allow it and shut him out. He's friends with all these heirs to these different companies, like the
Right.
gaming industry. I'm not talking about video games and shit like that. I'm talking about horse track. Like big money game, right?
Right.
Magazines, stuff like that. And so one of the dudes, he was talking to Jamie, said, I can't participate in your documentary.
Right.
My family got wind of it. And a lot of them, perception and the way people see you is so important that one of them, he was out. I forgot what he was doing. He was out and about, minding his own damn business, right? and someone snapped a picture of him. He was like the coolest one out of all of his friends.
Here's the thing, though, is, side note on this real quick, is they always say a picture's worth 1,000 words, or, oh, they got it on video.
Right.
And I don't know if I ever sent you that video where, you know, Mav went to go hit Diamond with a pillow, and I interjected, and I ate shit. I'm gonna have to send it to you.
You send that.
I'm gonna, and I'll do it right now.
I'll upload it.
And I'll tell you right now. You'll upload it?
I'll upload
Fuck off.
I'll upload that.
But here's the thing, though, is this is where Vantage Point. You ever seen that movie?
Of course.
Okay, Vantage Point. Vantage Point is everything because what it looked like and what actually fucking happened. And I know what the fuck actually happened because it was me.
Right.
Are
Right.
two totally different things. And it was caught on video, clear as motherfucking day. So I'm just saying, whatever you about to say with this dude or whatever, that's another problem though, especially because we become a picture video savvy.
Well, with him, this is like a few years ago, before social media got to where it's at. But someone took a picture of him and sent it to his family, and they approached him, and he was basically saying he was out and he wore these socks.
Socks.
I'm not kidding.
It just comes down to socks.
No, I'm not kidding. Like, he wore these socks, and they were like, God, if I remember correctly, they were like a shade, like green, because it was laundry, and he just threw on some socks to go run out real quick. But they caught him on picture, and he told Jamie, his family said, how embarrassed he made them look
by his socks.
I'm not kidding you.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
No,
this is white
no. It's not white. It's wealthy people.
Yeah, that's true. You know,
right?
No, you have a point. Because
it's wealthy
rich people problems.
Wealthy people
rich
problems.
People problems.
Wealthy people.
Rich people problems.
Rich people want to be wealthy.
Okay, wealthy.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever. Did you get that?
Yes.
It's only 13 seconds long, by the way.
Dude was told, if you embarrass us again, we're cutting you the fuck out of the family. Because
the socks.
I'm not kidding
socks. What was wrong? I need to see the socks. I need the socks.
Dude,
I need to see these. Because if that's all I have to do to get motherfuckers not to
yo, it was another woman who her family was new money, they call it.
Oh, I know. New money, old money. So somebody won the lottery this generation.
Well,
or they struck some kind of invention. Or some kind of business blew up great
her
shit.
family,
before.
They were the poor ones on the block at worth $350 million. But none of the people in her area
Imagine the torture she must have felt only being $350 million poor.
She was one of those people where, like, I don't understand why we can't do more for people who don't have what we got. That was her mindset. Like, why is it a big deal for them to make sure that we don't associate with people who are less fortunate than us? That was her mindset.
Oh, so she was going on to the other side of the
She
tracks.
was trying to go to the other side of the tracks. But because she was new money, old money didn't trust her. Old money didn't associate with her. Old money didn't talk to her or her family. So I say all that to say this. Earlier you said I described the hood.
Well,
I try to explain to people, in some cases, when you're wealthy, you are a prisoner of your own success as well. Because of your association.
Right.
And if someone were to be seen talking to someone like you or I,
right,
and a picture got snapped, their circle will come with these wild ass assumptions of what the conversation was, why are you talking to her, why are you standing next to him.
If this isn't like, see, like
that's
what, another form of already you got.
But that's the world they live in. They want to keep it so isolated, and it's so
segregation in a whole other form.
In a whole other form, where they. I was talking about this the other day too. Wealthy people problems and poor people problems are very similar. Very similar. Here's the difference. We ain't got the money for our problems to go away.
Right.
Our problem is because we don't have the money.
Right. Their problems are because they got the money.
They got the money,
Yep.
and people are trying to take the money that they got.
Yeah, there's that, and there's just a lot of different. Yeah, I think that, but I mean, look, man. At the same time, I've been seeing a lot of this on social media, and you know, of course, you know, like you talked in the beginning, like being happy starts with yourself and your mindset and this and that. And the thing is I don't want to sit there and like downplay like mental health struggles. Right. You know, we both know like our minds eat at us.
Yes.
So there's that. It is something you have to consistently work at and exercise at almost.
Absolutely.
Is your mental health. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't do it alone, seek help. You know, hey,
absolutely.
But the thing is I can absolutely say the relief you feel when you have money versus like being, you know, I've been through struggles. I've done have my lights turned off before.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Literally. You know, I've done them without a car. I done have, you know, cars that fucking only one window rolled down. And I didn't have no AC. It's summertime.
Yes.
My daughter to this day remembers me driving around in a bra. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I used to have to drive and hit speed bumps to get my stereo to work. Like, you know, stupid shit.
The good old days.
The funny shit. But, like, in hindsight, like, the amount of stress I felt may have, you know, like, that can get you down. That can get you depressed, whatever, this and that. Whereas when you do have, even if you're not, like, when you're just comfortable, okay? Comfortable.
Right.
Or you're getting by.
Right.
You always say, well, at least all my bills are paid and there's lights on and there's food in the fridge.
Right.
That sense of peace, you know what I mean, and comfort, stability, or whatever, brings you a sense of happiness. I hate to say
right.
it. So, like, the whole money can't buy happiness, I don't fucking know about all that because,
right.
I mean, like, think about it. You know, you want a Casper's hot dog, and if you ain't got that money to go get a Casper's hot dog, you a little bit sad.
I'm not happy.
You sad.
Very sad.
You go, if you do, you know, like, and it's not just that, you know, gas go, whatever, this and that. You happy. You feel it, and it's not just about the fucking hot dog. It's about what that hot dog represents, your hometown, you know, memories. You know, there's not another Casper's, you know, close by. Like,
only in the East Bay area.
And that's the thing of the trickle effect, though. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
it's like what seems like, oh, you're just bitching about a fucking hot dog. There's Nathan's hot dogs at Walmart.
It's not
like,
the same, bro.
You don't get it. You don't get the nostalgia and the connection with it. And the thing is you probably have connections to it to people that ain't here no more.
That part. Both of them.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Both
and that's where money can buy at least happiness, relationship.
See, and to piggyback on your point, happiness is subjective, though.
Right.
To your point.
No,
right?
That is.
Because
very subjective. 1,000%.
As long as you don't have to worry about your next meal or your bills.
Right.
And you have a little bit of change to go out if you choose to.
Right.
You're good. I think what happens is we're caught up in this
wanting more
competition called a rat race.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I understand the theory is to make you strive to be better. But this is why I tell people to compete but don't compare.
Compete with yourself.
That part.
You know,
right?
I mean, and let's be honest with you, because here's the thing: is you may be comparing yourself to somebody who has
way different scenario situation,
superpowers that you don't have,
right.
Or vice versa,
or an environment that you don't have, or a network you don't have.
Name it. And
right.
It's like, man, you know, side note on that shit. They've shown something about disadvantaged communities in poverty and the education they receive versus the wealthy neighborhoods.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So these books that have pages missing.
Right.
In poverty communities.
Right.
Wealthy communities, they don't just have books. They've got the laptops. They've got the plays. They've got the field trips.
iPads, the tablets.
The field trips, interaction, all that stuff. So there's that too, but it's the whole point being is you can't compare yourself to somebody else because exactly you don't know what they're working with. And let's face it, man, like you got to live within your own like capabilities and strive to grow those capabilities. You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay that you can't do this, but you know what you're like the shit at. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, fuck, ain't nobody gonna be everything.
That's kind of why I do my best to not watch television, and I now try my best when I'm to not scroll.
Right. Yeah.
On my social media. Because human nature is always going to kick in. But you have to, discipline yourself.
Right.
Not to do things that you know is going to put your mind backwards, right? So,
Well, yeah, and it's also one of those things of like, I mean, there's so much negativity or things that will make you feel, you know, some type of way about your own situation that you may not have felt without it. And plus, it's time eater. It's a time eater, dude.
it really is.
I mean,
If you are too busy growing yourself, you have no time to hate on somebody else.
right.
And again, when it comes to the money aspect of it, right? The problem with having a dollar amount, and I'm just as guilty of this myself.
Oh yeah, because we all like will get
Right.
frivolous or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
You'll get the extra cheese at Casper's.
right. I try not to. If you're looking at money,
By the way, I have those same socks.
because we're
That's
twins,
cool.
you'll never have the right amount. You feel me? Because let's say you going for $1 million, you get $1 million. You meet someone who has $5 million. Okay, well now you got to have $10 million. You get $10 million. You meet someone who has $20 million. When is it ever enough? When is money ever enough? And I think that comes from not understanding how money works and understanding what makes you happy.
Well, and that's where also the education system fails too. Is
It doesn't fail. It was set up that way.
okay. Well, there's that too.
It failed us.
So that's the other thing.
But
is
not the people who said it.
The school to prison pipeline. Like, let me tell
It's
like
deliberate.
like let me tell you something that set me the fuck off.
Here we go.
Okay. No,
I'm listening.
I'll be like, and this is why I homeschool my son. And,
Yes.
you know, and I ain't a teacher, so maybe that ain't the best thing either, but I have my reasons.
Yes.
When he was in public school, going up there to have lunch with him, one, that was a whole nother situation because of the lack of safety and supervision, common sense, so many different things
Right.
with kids. When I saw these little 5-6-year-olds walking down the hallway, not speaking, with their hands behind their back, single file, the fuck are you talking about?
You're
Okay,
kind of conditioning them
Here's
to.
you're right, and here's the thing: we don't do that at a job. Think about that. Where do we do that? Prison and the military.
Right.
And how many people go into the military because they want to avoid they want to avoid trouble?
Right. I had a homegirl. I'm not gonna say her name because I believe she's active military.
Oh well, yeah, we're not gonna drop no names.
But she happened to be a palm-colored American, and she herself said military recruits are heavy in more of your disproportionate poor neighborhoods.
Yes,
They go
because
after
they
the
couldn't
people.
afford college, and
That
the
is very-
military promises them college, housing, okay, medical care, and let's not forget.
And you're doing something for your country. Yet, when you're not in uniform, right? If y'all can see the facial expressions we're making right now, the shit's crazy. But to your point, not everyone is equipped to not just see it, understand it, but accept it.
Right.
They don't want to, and that comes from their environment. So backtrack on a couple of subjects we talked about, because you and I, we go on tangents. We forgetting that we're live.
Everything.
But
I mean, like in our short little drive to the punchline, I swear we talked about like 20 different things.
minimum.
Which I want to know what happened to that couple after the show, but that's another story.
Oh, the woman who was handcuffing her dude. See?
Oh, but okay, hold on. But we gotta tell the whole story.
Okay, so all right, so we'll get back to this in a minute. At the punchline, there was this couple. You can tell, dude had on a outfit that was Maurice Phillips. Was that the comedian, the opener?
Yes.
Maurice had pointed out, dude had an outfit that was on from '93.
Literally, but he felt fresh as fuck.
You couldn't tell him nothing because that's the guy I complimented.
Okay.
I was like, nice hat. I complimented dude. I was looking at his nice hat when they first came in.
They sat right in front of us.
Literally,
They sat in the front row.
his woman, you can tell, has trust issues.
Okay, but hold on.
Because of him.
But let's start out with let's give the picture here. She had a wedding ring on. He didn't.
Right.
Okay? His body language was kind of like turned away from her, almost like he wasn't with her. And she's over there like putting her hand on his leg or her, and
she's showing PDA.
Yeah, but not heavy though.
Right, just
she's
let
like
you know
just
I'm
arms,
here.
Like
I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm here too. Right.
And keep in mind this was the early show too.
Right, it was the first show on Friday.
So I mean, there's that. But we're laughing about it, looking at her.
I'm wondering if he saw someone that he
think it was the purple dress in the back.
And I doubt it because he didn't know she was there. I'm thinking he saw someone that he told he was somewhere else.
I don't know.
And then her thinking he's supposed to be with her.
But see, when they left, she was, and that's the other thing is like, okay, so you, first of all, back it up. You called it out and we're like, she keeps getting closer, you're all watching. By the end of this, she's going to literally have like a lock and hold on his chair.
And she did.
And she did.
Straight up
did. We were dying.
Infant toddler grip on that thing.
It was so bad. And then when we go to leave, he walks out like without her, or she left without, like one of them got up and left before the other one. And it was just very like, you could tell that there was something going on.
There was tension there.
Yeah, there was some tension all of a sudden.
Right.
And
I think she realized what she was doing wasn't working. I think dude tried to tell her something and she wasn't trying to hear it with his moves.
What if we have this all wrong? That because she's the one wearing the wedding ring and he wasn't, we're assuming that he was like player. But what if she also was and that wasn't even her husband? Maybe her husband's in prison. Maybe he's in the military and overseas. I mean, maybe he's an oil rig guy.
Maybe he saw her husband and was trying to get, I ain't with her, player. But she didn't see the husband.
She wasn't, she was, yeah, it was just, it
was weird.
It was weird and it was intense and it's just like one of those things.
It was great to watch.
But that's the thing though, is they're older too. And it's like, as we've gotten older, we've both been through like a lot of different shit.
A little bit.
Who the fuck wants to deal with that shit? I know I sure the fuck don't.
People who don't know any better.
No, it's people who probably do know better and still don't give a fuck because they're just...
I think people who don't want to put in the work to do better. That's me.
Some people feel trapped too. You know, that's another thing.
Their environment.
Yeah, again.
Right?
Again.
I said this before.
Trying to crawl out.
And instead of aiming high and afraid to miss, you aim low, knowing you'll hit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get it. So that was the punchline. Now back to the money situation. I try to get people to understand something. You can have fun without spending a lot of money. You just have to know how. And,
okay, I'm going to interject on that.
Card games. Dominoes. Kickball.
I love to slap me some dominoes.
Right. It's like,
I mean?
I think there's so many people who are just in the whirlwind of their world. They don't know how to think outside the box and be creative and enjoy life. But I think it also comes from
there's also
competition in the rat race.
When you say things like the board games and dominoes and things like that, like there's a sense of intimacy with that, no matter who you're with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like honestly, I was just talking to my daughter and her best friend, my bonus daughter, about this. Is some summers ago, when they first went off to college or whatever, graduated, we would stay up late during the summer.
Right.
Played Heads Up. Those of you who don't know, Heads Up is a fucking very fun game. Check it out, whatever. But we also, drink and smoke and whatever. And I'm telling you, like, the laughs and just everything, like, it was a memory. It's a core fucking memory. You know what I mean? And that shit didn't cost a damn thing. We was at home on our porch, safe. What happened now? You get cloned again?
Alicia texts and says, "You two need to do more podcasts together. This is priceless."
Oh, shit.
Thank you, miss.
Yes, thank you, Alicia.
Appreciate you.
Let me see what she look like.
There's no photos here.
Oh, damn.
God, you got a problem.
I'm
You got a damn walking hormone with glasses.
I'm just fucking around.
So, people just don't know how to have the basic fun, I think, when it comes to enjoying it.
104 outside, by the way.
That's stupid.
Okay, carry on.
Listen, you tell Satan he need to calm his ass down and turn that shit down there, but this is dumb. And tomorrow's gonna be worse. So
The next 2 days, ain't it?
tomorrow's gonna be worse than Sunday, and then it's gonna be cooler in
like
the
next
high
Friday,
90s.
Thursday, Friday, they're talking the 80s or something.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It is dumb.
But
It's fucking
you know,
annoying.
I think again when it comes to fun stuff, it's just you just need to be creative.
Right.
But I think a lot of people don't know how to be creative is,
Right.
especially in relationships, because everybody's so caught up in making their relationship look like what they see online
Let me tell you something.
that they
real
don't
quick.
know what it's like in life.
And this is funny. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to, give too many obviouses away, but I know someone.
Right.
Not me. Really not me.
Not me at all, I can tell right now.
No, it's not. So, a friend of mine married, and
Oh, okay.
you obviously not me.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I know who.
Here we go.
Tell us that hi.
Anyways, I have a lot of my friends are married. Pretty much almost all of them. So, anyways, it's one of those things of like, marriage is rough. I'm gonna just say that.
No, it's not. Who you marry is.
Okay, well, but like, they're
just married a trash person.
They've got young kids, and that's a lot when you have kids. Kids add a certain factor of stress and the lack of alone time for yourself or as a couple. Okay, but I will
Right.
loves massages, things like that, and the husband actually took the time out, and I thought, and I'm giving props here. I'm not saying I'm always giving props, but in this situation, I was like, yeah, you fucking go, bro. Took the time out to research music that they play at a massage parlor. Went and got oils and stuff like that. And yes, I know that costs money, but at the same time, he could have gotten those oils from Walmart for $4.99,
Right.
or whatever. Or, shit, get handy with it and make some shit in your kitchen. You can do it,
Right.
Some olive oil, some honey. No, I'm just
Right.
So,
Right.
But, even did this whole thing for a massage to give her at home. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But the thing is it's like, there's a lot of connection that goes into that. I mean, for one, listening and researching what her thing was, but also there's also the physical touch. And they had a great night, after that. She's relaxed. And
It's knowing your partner. But before we get into that, you have to know yourself. And a lot of people don't know themselves. Regardless of what motherfuckers think about them, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith had this one thing right.
So
it's not my responsibility to make my partner happy.
You know what?
They're supposed to be happy. They're supposed to know what makes them happy. I compliment that.
Okay, so dead ass. I literally just had this conversation with somebody right before I left to come here.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen who's listening to this shit, I promise to God, this is not. Listen, I'm not the person she's had the conversation with
No,
before.
No, not at all.
It just happens to be
a coincidence.
That.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Right.
Okay, so literally was just talking to someone this afternoon when I went here, or before I left, whatever. And it literally was that thing because you know me. I've been single for a hot minute, and I've been on this thing of self-love, all this shit. And it's not that I've been in a shitload of back-to-back relationships.
Right.
But I've been in some toxic relationships.
Yep.
Okay, you know what I mean? And the thing is also though, you do that when they say you're young and you'll mature, what you like at 25 may not be what you like at 45 or whatever. Yo, it is fucking true. And I get that I do have one of my really closest friends, she did meet her husband when she was early 20s, and they've been together ever since. You know what I mean? But I also feel like they're one of those very special, unique circumstances.
Right.
And I'm not going to sit there and, put all their business on blast, but it's I've had that conversation you know, with him especially, because I'm just like, yo, you know, bro, I'm proud of you, you know, knowing where he comes from and what he's become and what he's overcome. So there's that. But in any event, you have to self-love yourself, because if you don't know how to self-love yourself, for one, you're not going to be happy, period. And what unhappy people make other people unhappy.
Literally.
I mean, and the thing is yes, you're in control. That's kind of a contradiction to your, you know, or in control of your own happiness.
Right.
But, yo, man, it's like rotten fruit.
Mm-hmm.
You could have a nice, beautiful grape, and the one next to it is all shriveling on its way to being a raisin. And next thing you know, you sit with it too long, that beautiful.
You could have a nice ass,
and
all of a sudden,
ugly face.
once that BBL pops, then all your friends are trash.
That's why there's that old saying where you gotta fall in love with someone's soul. Of course, you know, you gotta have a physical attraction. But sometimes physical attraction isn't always what meets the eye. Some of that is a chemistry.
Some of it is having $250 million in the bank account.
You know, there's that too.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
but at the same time, like, that's hard to say, because sometimes when you meet people and you have money, what if you fall off? Then what?
See,
that's why you gotta meet somebody when you broke. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, you meet someone when you're at your lowest. That's the best, because you can build together, right?
I mean,
but what I do is,
I don't agree with that either 100% though. I feel like you need to, whatever situation you have, you need to be exactly whole all by yourself.
That part.
And before you can compliment anybody else. And the thing is it's not you complete me, it's, you know,
you compliment me.
But then again, sometimes I don't.
No, it is. It's one of those.
I mean,
it is one of those.
You know, but I understand the sentiment of feeling like something's missing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I understand that.
But does someone know what is missing? And that's kind of the thing, is most people don't know what's missing, and you go back to your environment.
Right.
Because if your environment is toxic,
we were just talking about this the other day.
And opposite of what you're trying to achieve,
right?
It's that much harder, because there's a story, grandfather, grandson, sitting on the couch, watching television, fireplace is burning. Grandson says, "Grandpa, why do we have to go to church every single Sunday?" Grandfather doesn't say nothing to him. He gets up, turns the TV off, gets one of those prongs, takes a piece of coal out of the fireplace, sets it right in front, walks back to the couch, sits down, put his arm around his grandson, and they look at the coal. Grandson's lost. He's like, doesn't understand what's going on.
I'm still waiting. No.
But some time goes by, that piece of coal starts to cool off.
Yeah.
And he looks at his grandfather and says, "I understand." Now, even though I use that example regarding church, you can take that and apply it when it comes to self-improvement, self-care, self-awareness.
No, and it does, because like I think we've had this conversation about like it's all love with some people, but they aren't moving how we move or want to move or trying to move. And the thing is everybody has their own path, of course, but there's a theme, you know, of progression, involvement, you know, ambition,
drive,
all
action,
all that shit,
right?
All that shit.
My thing is, for anyone who's listening, there's two types of people you're going to have in your life.
Right.
Those with a common past, those with a common future. Pick wisely, because depending on who you choose, you'll either head in the direction of where you want to go, or you'll stay exactly where the fuck you are.
Right.
The problem is with people, athletes are the worst, because you are down with. Did I send you the music video of Joyner Lucas, or Lucas Joyner? I get his name mixed up.
You know,
it's called Broski. I think I sent it to you on IG. And basically, it's when you make it, and your day ones, the ones who were down from the block, from the rip,
right?
They they love you, they're proud of you, but they expect for you to
do stuff.
For them. They don't want
or
you
they get
to
jealous though. There's always those
is
that
that
get
too.
envious.
But they don't want you to give them the blueprint. They want you to give them the building. They want you to hire their staff.
Which a lot of people do though.
Because they don't know. A lot of people have a false understanding of how money is and how business works.
Right.
And I try to explain this to people. When you're trying to start a business, understand your audience.
Right.
Because most of us are friends with people
literally just had this conversation this week about market research.
Who work at the job.
Mm-hmm.
They supervise the staff. They manage the store. That's a different mindset, perspective, and vision than somebody who is picking out the site, doing the back end, finding a payroll system, creating a system for people to follow, then marketing your product.
Right.
It's a way different mindset. So when you take people who have the employee mindset and you show them the employer vision, sometimes there's a disconnect.
Well, and that's the thing is that some people need someone to guide them.
Right.
So I mean, that's why I say there's
If
a
they're
spot
willing
for everybody.
if you're willing to learn, I'm willing to teach.
Yes.
Some motherfuckers don't want to learn.
I don't think some people can learn though.
They can. To your point, they just don't know how to learn.
Fair enough.
We live in a world where all the information is at our fingertips. But deciphering what information is the valid information. And I gave this analogy before where it's like, there was a woman who worked at the Federal Reserve. She said when your first day working there, if I remember the story correctly, your first day working there, they put you in a room, $100 bill, $50 bill, $20 bill, 10, 5, and 1. Look at it. Touch it.
Right.
Smell it. Observe it.
Okay, see, here's the thing though.
Then, but then after you've done all that,
wash your hands.
Nope.
No.
So these are fresh bills. Then they give you a counterfeit 100, counterfeit 50, 20, 10, 5, 1, and say, what's the difference? You're able to point out all the shit wrong with the counterfeit.
Right.
Why? Because you were given the authentic first.
You have the opportunity
Right.
to learn it, study it,
and observe the difference between.
Mm-hmm.
The problem in the world today, so many people are presented with counterfeit information.
Right.
That when they're given authentic, valid, non-biased, documented,
Correct.
they call bullshit because it doesn't agree with what they think is right. It's a hard pill for some of us to swallow.
Oh.
Listen, I'm one of them. There's a lot of shit out there.
There is.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm about to piss you off. I think he was a horrible ass president.
Which one?
I'm about to say it right now. And I wish the camera was on. He was a horrible ass president. Definitely a shit starter. But there's one thing I give due credit for, which was you couldn't tell him what to do. And that's Trump. I give him credit because he didn't play.
All right.
Hold on.
All right.
He didn't play
by the rules.
Okay. That the system has in stats.
Okay, I will give him that.
The problem
he
with
didn't
that.
uprise.
The problem with that. He didn't know when to stop.
Okay, my problem with that is you already know where I'm going to go during this.
I know you are.
Because we all sit there and, maybe people need to just uprise. Well, Trump did that. And his people did that. They uprised.
Right.
Okay, we know January 6th. My problem is these people literally shit on somebody's fucking desk.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They literally did so much crazy fucking shit.
Yeah.
But they're not thugs. They're not thugs, and they're mad because they lost a contest. Let's be real. A contest that not every vote counts, number one, okay? Just saying. And none of these motherfuckers give a shit about us. Trump doesn't give a shit about us. But yet, in the summer of 2020, when George Floyd protests hit the streets, people are out there fighting for lives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That was basically war on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Modern, and they're thugs. And here's the thing.
Right.
Is I saw some things, not gonna say how, whatever, some things. It was not all BLM protesters lighting shit on fire, hitting shit, none of that. But the blame was placed there, and they're thugs and this and that. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? So it's like, even those two situations, and people were like, oh, you're comparing apples to oranges and blah blah blah.
It's still fruit.
Man, it's
still fruit. It's still fruit.
Still fruit.
One you peel, one you ain't. I get it. One's red, green, one's orange. I get it.
But that's the
But
the problem.
But here's the thing. I feel a person is intelligent. People are fucking stupid. So you can have a conversation with a person and say, oh, okay, I never realized that.
Right.
You have a conversation with people, someone's going to start that emotion wave.
It's called a mob mentality.
And logic just gets kicked out the moving car.
Mob mentality.
So, Trump, I'm going to say this for the record. Trump, the fuck-ass president. He was a
He's
trash
not just a
president.
fuck-ass president. He's a fuck-ass person.
But what he did, he's a businessman.
He is a businessman.
He's a businessman. Here's the problem. He didn't want to bite the hand that was buttering his bread. So when he was asked, are you a racist? He didn't deny it. Someone's going to say, well, he didn't agree. Okay. He didn't deny it.
That's like pleading the fifth.
But here's my thing though. He understood people don't buy with logic. People buy with emotion.
People buy with emotion, but they also buy with trend. And I feel like because he was like, and that's the thing is I've noticed in the last 10, 20 years that elections have become this popularity contest of like who's the coolest.
Basically.
Not about policies, but like who's the coolest.
And
like,
they know that.
Who wore what?
And they know that. This is the reason why they are able to slide bullshit in. Because the 1%, the top half percent, the people who run the 1%, that runs the 3%, that runs the 5%, that runs the rest of us, them. Yeah, them. I give due credit to where you couldn't bully him. The problem was
he was a bully too.
He was a bully, and there was no one to stop him from bullying.
My thing is he was the worst kind of bully. And what I mean by that is you have,
Trump acted the way people expected Obama to act. But because
he did worse than that. Look, this man, first of all, when you look at things, and with his wife, that was my first thing. Okay? And I know people made the comment, well, if she's unhappy, she could leave. And it's like, he has money and power. You think that she doesn't, she's not being held hostage?
I think she has a visa. She's not even legally here.
That's a whole nother situation. Don't even open up that can of worms. Okay, there's that. He made fun of a disabled reporter. People are like, well, he was being disrespectful. Reporters are supposed to rattle your fucking cages.
Trump is not a politician. Listen. I agree with you.
His racist, okay? The disadvantaged people. It's like you're not just, but you're a bully of the worst kind, picking on the weak. Or not, and I don't want to say weak. Weak's not a good one. You're picking on people.
Disadvantaged. But see, here's the thing. Devil's advocate. Is he racist though? Or do all the racists believe he's racist? So therefore, it fuels their fire, which makes him look like it. Because listen, if someone says, "Decal, are you this, that, or the third?" If I'm not, nah, man, I ain't with that. I'm good. I'm cool. Easy, I'm gonna shut it down. But if someone says, "Decal, are you this, that, and the third?" and I'm like, I'm not gonna answer that question because I just feel it leaves room for people to sit back and say, well, he's not saying he ain't.
But when did it become so, like, not okay to say, I'm not racist? So, like, okay, I mean, no, have you noticed
Like
that?
Jordan said, Republicans buy Nikes too.
Okay, the minute you say that, people are like, oh, are you a libtard? Are you woke? Oh, let me guess. You support immigration. And it's like,
Okay,
but,
right.
whoa, I mean, no, it's crazy, the jumps they
Because
take. And
if
it's like,
you're-
yeah, motherfucker, I
listen,
don't support.
Because if you're not one, you are the other.
We're the others now?
If you're not this, you're that. And if you're not that, you're this. And if you're neither, they both hate you.
Isn't it funny how it's this or that, black and white?
It has to be.
No pun.
It has to be. Because it's easier for people to put you in a box and categorize you if I can label you.
No, that's very true.
I have one of the things that I'm proud to have done is be friends with others who see things
Differently than you.
especially politically.
But that's how you grow.
That's my point.
You know?
But the rest of the majority of the world aren't that way.
But you also, though, but see, that's the other thing, though, is I think sometimes when you come from disadvantage,
Mm-hmm.
you're more likely to be like that because you understand disadvantage.
And to piggyback you,
Right.
your point for people listening, I'm not piggybacking her literally.
Can you imagine?
That'll be a hell of a whoo. It's like an elephant on a cat. If you don't have access to seeing the other side, that's why like politicians love to politic in middle America.
Right.
Because there's not many people who are like you or who look like me
Right.
there. And my homegirl Meredith, what up, girl? Out in Florida.
Oh, Lord.
When she lived in Willits,
Yeah.
she was like, our only source to the outside world is the news. So when you're in a small town like
gotta have
Willits,
friends from different places,
small town
bro.
places like that, I mean, you go to work, you come home.
Yeah.
You know, you go to town, you come home.
Oh, I know you.
Right?
I know Willits. I know.
So the older, middle aged, you travel to where you travel and you come back because, hell, we're close to Tahoe, Reno, and the Bay, but we, you know what I'm saying?
You know how far I go.
But if the news that you trust is showing you an image, that's your first association with that. Then when you go on your phone,
Right.
and you see people acting like that, it almost confirms what they're telling you. So
But
when
see,
you see
that's
someone
even-
in person,
But that's even like one of those like things of like it's like planting, okay?
Right.
Like planting ideas because it's like when somebody
Yeah,
tells
yeah.
you a narrative
Mhm.
or something,
Mhm.
like a book,
that's your first impression.
you're gonna picture that or you're gonna look for that or whatever.
It's like
Even
when
if
you go shopping for a car, and you find a car that you want, and you want to go home and think about it. What car do you see on the road?
Oh, you see them
Coincidentally.
everywhere.
Coincidentally.
On TV, on your show, your favorite
The
show.
shirt you had on had that car
You're
in
like,
it.
all of a sudden.
Right.
And the thing is somebody who believes in the universe a lot, things
Mhm.
like that can really mind fuck you a little bit. But it's true. But again, then it's like shit, these days of course that's gonna happen because of our phones listening to us. No.
Right. Because of the cookies, right?
Right.
So when you have a small town like that, and you go to the big city, you're looking for the homeless. And that's one thing that pisses me off about San Francisco. Or what they say about San Francisco. Because all they're doing is talking
We've
about
been
this.
to the Bay. Like, I mean, I know I went, and I know you did too,
Right.
right? Yeah, so we've seen.
Right. They only talking about, listen, for those of you who are out of California, or in different parts of California.
Oh, everybody done heard about this shit by now.
But San Francisco, it's a city of 7 by 7.
Right.
What you see on the news is literally probably like a 5-block radius
It's not
of a
even-
city.
And it's not even like the whole 5 blocks.
It's not even. It's like 1/3 here, 1/2 here,
Yeah, it's crazy.
3 squares here,
I did.
around the corner there. But
Look,
that's what they
man.
show you.
we went, and just so like people can put this in perspective,
Right.
is I just spent 9 days on the coast outside of San Francisco.
Right.
Not gonna say the name
Of
because I
course
don't want
not.
people, taking over
Right.
the little
Right.
town I love.
Ruining it there.
Right.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes.
So, anyways, and we went everywhere while we were out there. The Exploratorium, shopping out there, on like in Market, the Pier 39, whatever.
What city was this?
Frisco.
Okay.
In San Francisco.
Just checking.
In San Francisco. And we even went to the San Francisco Zoo. Like, we did, all kinds of stuff. And this isn't just, the one occasion I was there. Like, these are matters of days that we were going into the city.
Right.
And this isn't the first time. I visit the city often.
Yes.
Often. There's times I might just be driving or picking up something from the store, and I tell my kids, you know what? Let's go to fucking Frisco, man. Let's just fucking go.
Let's just go.
Just fucking go.
Right.
And my car's never been broken into, knock on motherfucking wood somewhere on this shit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, I've seen homeless and I've seen some things there, but not like any different than anywhere else. I mean, I'm sorry.
It pisses me off when I see people online describing San Francisco as like this dirty porta potty.
Hold, before I forget,
Yeah.
okay, this is where technology, social media, and bots and this and shit can be a problem. And this is how deep I think this is, okay?
I'm listening.
So, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm in a lot of different groups, and you see people talking shit about places. Oh, I've lived here, I've grown up here, this and that. Whoa,
Right.
whoa, whoa. Do we really know that? We don't. We don't really know that.
A motherfucker will go to San Francisco for the weekend and claim they from the Bay.
Okay.
They drove through going to Stockton, and all of a sudden, you want to, you vibe one up.
Problem.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's no different than any other city you've seen. And when I try to explain to people, the Tenderloin and the Marina District are two different makeups
It's just like Sac, though. There's
Right.
people, that go to North Oak Park and have a fabulous time.
Right.
You go to a little bit in the middle or south of Oak Park, well, don't wear certain colors,
Right.
don't do this, don't do that.
Like we go south of downtown.
I mean, you know how I feel about that.
Mhm.
I don't really do that.
Right. But
So.
it's what's one of those.
Like, look, I'm wearing a red shirt today, guys.
Yeah, you are.
I was coming to where I didn't need to worry about that
Right.
at all.
Right.
But
there's different politics with that, and like
there is different.
there's-
We've talked about these politics before, though, too, and that's the thing, though. Is the street politics right now are deep. So,
and depending on where you go,
yep,
depends on the politics,
very much so.
which sucks because if you're not from there,
You don't know shit.
no one really cares about you not knowing about.
This is why I firmly still believe in, like, you gotta know people from, like,
It's called
You
checking
already
in.
know.
It's called checking in. But people online, they want to make it seem like it's this, you a punk bitch if you check in. It's not, bro. Like, I got a couple people I know who are from Compton, and they're like, look, if you want to come down here,
this is a situation.
you check in because you don't know. If there's something going on outside of the GNS HQ right now, and you were en route to the studio, I'll be like, hey, just so you know, this is going on. It's free.
You mean just like I was on, there's a fire?
That part. That part. It's kind of just getting a heads up of
Right.
what the temperature is going on.
Very
because if there's bump going on in the city and you're going to a nightclub, that person that's people are looking for might be at that nightclub.
Well, see, and you know
Or
that
the area.
personally from the days of
Working
in the
nightclubs.
clubs.
Right.
Like, you were the first person that ever told me about the stars.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
None.
All that.
None. None.
And it's kind of interesting because I had never heard of that, and I was like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just kind of interesting in itself. Yeah.
Politics are very tricky
Yeah.
because, again, if you are not familiar with those politics, you can get put into a situation.
Well, it's your head. Straight up. I mean, there's no other words about it.
I mean, imagine going someplace wearing something that you shouldn't be wearing, but you don't know you're not supposed to be wearing because you're trying to go someplace on the other side of it, and you lose your car, you lose your shoes, you lose your life.
And that's the thing is like, I know this sounds hypocritical
Little bit.
considering, okay, but you see how I look right now too. So obviously,
Yes.
it's like, I'm not going to be mistaken as anything. But it's sad because I was literally I've been telling people this. I won't allow my son to wear blue or red out my house. I won't. Sorry, I won't. And it's because he fits the description.
Your son will fit the description if he walks out the house.
And that's the problem. And isn't that fucking sad? That I have to dress him a certain way because he already fits the description.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Now, talking about that, I give this analogy often whenever I talk about this. Out of 10 police officers, 8 of them are good. 8 of them are good.
But the other 2
That
won't
part.
say shit.
No. One is the fuck up. The other one won't say shit. Cop 9 is causing the problem. 10 won't say anything because that's his or her partner. Well, now you're making 1 through
You're right,
8.
my bad.
Now you're making 1 through 8 have to work twice as hard.
But 1 through 8 ain't gonna, because it's a brotherhood. They're not gonna speak out.
They can't. But they're trying in the community to not be like 9 and 10. So now 7 and 8 is pissed off because they're like, fuck it, why try? Can't beat them, join them. Right?
Right.
So now 1 through 6 has to work 4 times as hard to make up for 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Okay, I
Right?
did not sign up for the math, my brother.
But understand, they have to work 4 times as hard because
it's
now
true.
the world's looking at them saying, well, cop 7 and 8, they said they were this, they said that. Now look at them. They doing this, that, and the other. Now cop 6 is teetering.
Right.
And 1 through 5 is like, come on, bro, don't do this to me. Right?
Right.
Here's how you solve the problem, in my opinion. And this is a hood mentality that needs to be changed. Everybody wants to mimic 2 movie characters for the most part. Tony Montana,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Corleone, Scarface, and The Godfather. Here's where The Godfather was brilliant. They put family in places of power. So when something happened, the family was there. He had his consigliere, as they say in the hood. His lawyer, family attorney. All right, listen, Marissa. We're going to take care of Shiloh up front.
You still...
You don't come out the house until the car turns right at the corner. Then you come out. This way, no one can say they saw you and this at the same time. You had someone giving you legal counsel. Anyone remember the movie Colors? I love this movie. I still watch it every now and then. There's a lot of Pac-Man, Sean Penn's character.
I don't even want to say this.
We need more Robert Duvall. We need more Hodges. Because you have police officers who literally were walking around the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Listen, I know you guys are peddling dope. I know you are.
Right.
I know you are. But listen, there's no jobs, there's no one will hire you. You got a record. Make your money. Here's what you're going to do, though. They're basic informants. When something big comes, drop dime. We're going after big fish.
But that's not just a movie, though.
But that's how it used to be.
Right.
Now, thanks Bill Clinton, this military SWAT aggressive approach in the hood. And people are wanting to fight back. And it's a never-ending story. Kendrick Lamar once said in his song, only death settles the score. And that's what's happening. You have okay, now that we're on this topic, the system itself is set up systematically to target a specific people. That's the system.
You don't fucking
That's
say.
the system. But
this system was founded
right,
on that.
it was. But here's where it gets quote unquote tricky. Because now there's people who look like you,
Right.
who are in the same class as me.
Right.
So you're now viewed the same as me, if not worse.
Oh,
Because you didn't take advantage of your advantage.
Or I'm a traitor.
That part. So you have these police are trained not to trust us, despite all the encouragement for us to trust them. Right. Here's how you fix it. Really, really simple. Police your own neighborhoods. Kind of similar to what the Panthers did.
So, but you know that's been like a major thing that BLM locally has been.
I'm not talking about an organization. Your neighborhood. The spot that you're familiar with, you guys look out for one another.
Well, but that's the one locally. That's kind of like what they were getting at is like, you see someone in your neighborhood who tail light isn't working. A community member simply lets them know. Maybe changes it for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why does it have to be, do you have your license? Do you have your registrations? Do you have insurance? Because fuck, it's a struggle, man. Some people,
and here's the people I guess don't want to understand. It's a job. It's a business.
It's a business, that part.
Police.
That part.
Yes. Okay. Police are law enforcement. They're to enforce the law.
Right.
Cops, it's their job. If you want to fuck with the police, make it boring for them. Police your own neighborhoods. I get it. I get it. But if the hood was to take all the troublemakers and y'all patrol to make sure no one's doing anything foul at grandma's house, to the little kids, the restaurants, the OG. There's a video with Tupac Shakur who says he went to meet up with people in prison.
See, but that's the thing though, is I don't really know too much about how that works right now with kids and that stuff right now, but back in the day, it was that way. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was. Not going to say too many details
of
here,
course.
But, family whose houses was protected. You know what I'm saying? It was a thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There were certain things you don't do. There were certain codes. There was certain protection.
There was a code.
There was a lot of different codes. And now it's like, what is code? Literally, I don't even know when the last time I heard somebody under like 35 said code.
Because if you stand by code, you a bitch. Basically. Unless it's their code.
They don't even have code.
Their code is what I do the fuck I want to.
I mean,
that's code. Because everyone wants to make a name for themselves. Everybody wants their 15
seconds. It goes
seconds.
back to that fucking 20 Montana shit. They want the Ritz, glam, and glory.
Right.
And it's like, bro.
You have to, but and again, it goes back to the OGs.
It does.
We have to show, and I think what happened was we had the mindset that the people after us were just going to follow our footsteps.
But that also presented a problem in itself, too, for certain situations.
Right.
Because there were a lot of OGs that weren't setting the example, so to speak. So
yeah.
There's that.
But those OGs also got most of the attention for whatever reason.
Right.
Whatever reason.
Right.
Okay. Well, what we should do is turn the attention from the negative to the positive. Easier said than done.
You know I just had Biggie played in my head.
Of course you did. God damn it. But I think that's what needs to happen. Is the good needs to be glorified more than the negative.
But that's the problem even in the media and as a society.
Because that's not what sells. That's not what sells. Okay. Well, maybe we need to start looking at buying a different brand.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
No, and that's true too. That's why I do like this though. I see a lot of like positivity, like how you started out. I see some of the positive like vibe shit gaining traction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, cool, let's rock with that. Is it, good and evil balance each other out. That's all I can motherfucking say.
I think you remember playing kickball, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay. You put a red ball in front of these kids nowadays, they don't know what the fuck's going on. Here's what we could do as a community. This side of the street versus that side of the street. Get shirts. Go to the park.
You're going to need to come to my block, man. We got these kids out here like the Sandlot.
But
I'm just saying.
Right.
But that's us. But
right.
That's,
But here's how you can do it. If y'all know people on a different block.
Right.
Communicate. And I said this on last episode or the one before. I said, well, what you could do is get some old heads, get some middle age, get some youth, communicate, create like your own little round table of council.
So are you saying that we're going to be coaches now? We're about to do this?
Could be.
I mean, shit. I love kickball. I'd be down to do it. I think that'd be fun as fuck.
Because
have a cook. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bring the community together.
That
look,
part.
we'll do it in my neighborhood. I don't give a fuck.
go to the park.
No. See, and that's the thing though, is that's what's sad about it.
Wow.
I'm so selective on taking my son to a park these days because I'm telling you, parks have become something motherfucking else.
We don't have to go on the first time. You can go to the park and scout it. It can be a park.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Go that route. But
right.
With the cookout, I even said this. It was Wednesday. I said this. With the unhoused.
Feed them.
Feed them.
Feed them.
Now.
Fucking feed them.
Time out pineapples. You want to make sure there's a porta potty or 6 nearby.
Right.
Okay. Feed them.
Right.
Talk to them. Some of them ain't wrap tight. Some of them are a few Cetirizine tablets short of a full medicine cabinet. I get it.
But the thing is some of them.
Most of them just want.
But the thing is that's another problem within itself. The ones that are a few Excedrin short, as you say, that's a problem in itself because there are people with mental illnesses on the streets because they haven't gotten proper help to hold down a job or whatever it may be. But also, we can't discount this country celebrates vets so motherfucking much
Until.
But they're homeless.
That's different. So, what I'm saying is, you feed them and give them water.
Right.
You have a sit down with them. You talk to them like human beings.
Right.
You and I understand how some of them may react, respond. So we're not going to be as afraid to deal with them because we understand, better than most people what signs to look for, how to avoid.
Right.
Conversations going sideways. Okay, bring it back. But you give them a sense of pride.
It's not just pride, belonging, because there's this thing of oftentimes.
I believe the children of the future.
Oh.
Teach them well and let them lead the way.
I'm done. There's this
Show them
thing
all
though.
the beauty they possess inside. Give
Damn
them a
you.
sense.
Is
A pride! Easier. Side of me, yeah.
I'm done. Oh my god.
Sex with chocolate. Sorry.
No. So I'm also
Right.
because I'm having my own PTSD
You
with
welcome.
this shit now.
You're welcome.
I'm like, oh my god. So is a lot of unhoused are, which it feel invisible, the forgotten,
Right.
the forgotten popularity.
Right.
How many times have you yourself, not you, people, been approached by somebody? And I mean, hell, I'm guilty of it. I've done it before. Like, I'm just not in a space. I ain't got nothing to give. I don't even want to deal with this. Like
Because
right now,
you got your own thing going on.
selfishly, yes. Even though in the moment, or in retrospect, I look back at that and was like, damn.
I've done that.
Maybe just me acknowledging them and having that conversation.
Right.
Which is why, and you know how I am,
Right.
I for sure ain't going to judge nobody in those things. But
Right.
it's like, exactly, those moments, I could be that asshole,
Right. Right.
And they feel invisible and forgotten about. People
Right.
just walk by them, they ignore them. Or maybe they, even if they're not panhandling, people staring at them, or kids, like, why do they smell so weird? Why are they so dirty? Or why are they this?
Right.
Why are they that?
Because
and
we
like,
judge, as a society, we judge.
Right.
To the class. So, my point
judge,
was this.
jury, convict.
When you're having a conversation with them,
They're humans.
just be like, listen, your circumstances, your circumstances. We don't know. It's none of our business. Okay? But you're part of this community too. Right? So here's what we're going to do. If y'all down with this, this is what we'll do. Now, we're not going to promise you anything other than our effort.
Right.
We're feeding you. We're giving you guys water. You know what I'm saying? Let them be, for lack of a better term, the neighborhood janitorial services, the neighborhood lookout. Give them that piece of importance to where, listen, John Wick, right? You're all the Bowery. You guys watch when we are sleeping.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
No, 100.
So, we'll talk to our people once every 2 weeks.
Right.
We'll cook out. We'll something. Figure it out. To give to you.
Right.
But what we need you to do is not do this, not do that. Keep everything presentable. If y'all over there, that's your business. Okay, you in that empty lot over there, that's you. If y'all get fucked with by law enforcement, you'll have a community at least to come to your defense and sit back and say, hey, yo, that's such and such and so. They're, you know.
You remember Matt from my neighborhood?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, I never knew his name.
Yep. That's all.
Okay.
Yep.
That. Because now people like that feel welcomed.
You know he passed away last year.
Yeah, because they had the mural or whatever.
Yeah,
Right?
they
Yeah.
still do. But he was part of that community.
Okay.
He was our neighbor.
That's
he
what I'm
was,
saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they are a neighbor.
He was family.
They are
To me,
a house neighbor.
To me, he was family. I can't tell you how many times, like, there is, you know, and this is the thing, is like, you know, I talk to everybody. I don't, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you look like some bitter ass person.
Right.
I'm still
Even if you
talk
look like your ex, you still talk to him. I hear you. I'm with you. I'm with you. 100%.
I keep him in my prayers.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
I get you.
Anyways,
Yes.
you know, I remember, you know, some years ago going through some shit. I remember walking in the store, and it was one of those times back when I smoked cigarettes, and I just sat on the fucking curb, started smoking, you know, and
Right.
I'm tripping, whatever.
Right.
And dude came and sat with me and talked to me. I mean, you know, I was already cool with him and stuff, whatnot, but like, it was, for one, that put some shit into perspective in my life.
Little
Like,
bit.
this dude over here, and you
Going
know,
through what he's going through.
and he telling me to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck.
Remember last year, the shooting downtown
K
Sac?
Street, yep.
That homeless dude saved those two girls?
Yeah, but remember the other homeless lady that got caught in the crossfire and died? She was fucking sleeping, bro.
Yes.
Yeah. Unprotected, unseen. She didn't have shit to do with shit.
And dude didn't want the attention or the recognition. Because
Of course not.
they understand their place in life. The problem is we don't. They matter too. I think, feel, and believe if we include them in a community, it makes it a stronger community.
They are community. I know we know that, but I gotta keep reiterating
That
that.
part.
Not like they are community. They are people. They, you know what I'm saying? They got birth certificates and social security numbers and dates, you know, birthdays too.
Right.
Somebody had them, and you don't know
A
their
decision was
situation.
made in their life, whether by them or somebody else, that cost them and put them where they're
Let me
at.
tell you something.
Tell me, because I'm
Okay,
listening.
so you
So
know,
everybody
like, I went to EMT school, didn't finish, whatever. And I remember, you know, we had like, you know, paramedics and people that work for the fire department that were our instructors.
Right.
And our instructor told us, you know, look, you guys really got to make sure that you have no judgment and you're going to help people no matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what the situation is, all your personal beliefs, you know, pre-notions, whatever. And he had also, you know, it's kind of funny because he mentioned he wore a bulletproof vest when he did EMT in Oakland. Side note.
I want to know why.
Yeah, I don't know. But he had been shot at
Makes sense.
as an EMT. You know, let's shoot the help, you know, whatever.
Right.
So,
Somebody wanted that person to die.
pretty. But hey, you know, in hindsight, we don't.
Could have been
I'm
somebody's
not gonna
karma.
go there.
Could have been somebody's karma.
And I was just gonna say, could have been someone's karma. We don't know if that was a pedo or something like that,
Right.
and whatever.
Right.
Sorry, that is punishable by death.
Right.
So, anyways, he was telling us a story about, I want to say he was paramedic in like Texas or something. And, or maybe it was even out here, but pouring down rain one night, they got a call, man down, whatever. They go out there. The guy, he said, smelled like he hadn't bathed in 3 months, and he drank a gallon of vodka a day. And he said, come to find out, the guy, he goes, and I ended up, because I had his ID, whatever, this and that, Dude was a lawyer at one point, a defense lawyer. And he got a case for an unknown criminal organization out of Texas.
Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Fucker.
And, yeah. And whatever happened, I'm pretty sure he lost the case, made somebody very mad. His whole family, his wife, his kids, and his fucking dogs were literally slaughtered. Dude ran. And he did. He went from Texas to California, as I'm saying. I'm remembering. He says, that's how weak brain works, right? And, started drinking, living on the streets, had no fucking hope, this and that. And
fell into a hole, right?
But it's like that. There's those situations. And then there's also, like, I read something the other day about, Mark. We'll say Mark. is struggling to make ends meet. Barely making ends meet. Has a job. Has a car, has a place. His car breaks down. Gotta fix his car to go to his job. Fixes his car. Can't pay his rent. Gets evicted. Now he's evicted. Now he can't eat or shower. Goes to work. People are making comments about how it's unprofessional, how he looks and appears and smells. Loses his job. Now, Mark's living in his car, though. Mark's car breaks down and gets broke into. Or stolen. Or towed. And now Mark got a shopping cart. Just like that. That's not even somebody who made a bad decision, per se.
Right.
It was somebody doing what they had to do
and just
with what they had.
It was a bad beat.
But that's how it can happen to any one of us.
But see, it's kind of cool having a second voice on this podcast talking like that, because I think when people hear me saying it, it's kind of like, oh, this is fucking libtard, which I'm not.
For the record, because we sound like we've been like, like we agree on our, we do not.
We sure the fuck don't.
We sure don't.
Don't.
We
at
don't.
all.
We don't.
Not no, not no. So, but to have a different voice give the same perspective of some of this shit is just out of people's hands. Not everyone is going to be strong enough to deal with their family being slaughtered because they lost a case in Texas.
I mean, to be honest with you,
Right.
Look, man, I don't even want to bear that thought or put anything into the universe on that shit, because that is unbearable pain.
How many people?
Shame.
Right. Because there's people who are probably wondering, where did you go? Why did you flee?
I'm thinking motherfucker was told to.
Probably, but it's still people who don't. But people may not know he was told, if that's the
or
case.
maybe he wasn't. Maybe he even got blamed for it and fled. I don't know the rest of the story.
Right.
The bottom line was what the instructor said was, you can't judge nobody, though. You don't know why somebody got there. And he self-admittedly said, hey,
But it's easy to judge.
It is easy. I mean, we've all been guilty of it.
Right. That's why the environment
right.
is so important. Because you might have that kid who wants to get out the hood.
Right.
But the employers, where he's applying, realizes, oh, you're from this street.
Oh, great. Now you're going to
neighborhood.
steal from me. Or now your hood friends are going to come in here.
That part. That part.
I mean,
oh, look at your resume. It's all crumpled with coffee stains. And the handwriting's bad. The spelling is awful. I'm not hiring him. One thing I learned when I had the fragrance business.
Right.
The regional manager in San Jose once said, you can have the one person, the briefcase, the 27-piece suit, and the laminated resume, and the one dude with a short sleeve plaid shirt, fucked up shoes, shoestring as a belt, crumpled resume, feet tapping, nervous. Dude with the briefcase knows he's getting the job. He knows it.
Dude, the other one needs and wants the
job. He just wants someone to give him a fucking opportunity.
Right.
She said, I'm going to hire them both, but I'm rooting for him.
Right.
Why? Because this guy's expecting it. This guy is hoping for it. And give it to him, he's going to be appreciative of it.
Right.
But we don't live in that world. And in California, legally, no employer is ever going to admit. We judge people off their resumes and applications and appearances and where they live. They're never going to admit that. Which brings me to this. You know the Supreme Court...
No. No. I don't even want to get into it because...
Okay, we'll do that next time.
Yeah, you know what? Let's save that for next time.
Yeah, we'll save that for next time.
Because I need to do a little bit more. Because as soon as I heard the affirmative action and I saw Mike Pence fly head ass on TV, this was last night too, and I said, you know what? I gotta go to bed.
Now, part of me is glad it's gone. Part of me is glad that it's gone. Here's why.
Because you had a lot of motherfuckers like, well, you got the job because of affirmative action. Well, you got this because of affirmative action.
That, and having been an employer at one point, you'll get someone who will hire just to say they hired. Just to say, well, look, I needed 2 of them, I hired 2 of them, what do you want?
Oh, shit.
Told you. Movies don't.
No, I just turned around and I see Batman with some guy, like, hog-tying somebody, but it kind of looked like all you saw was shadows at
so
first.
Marissa is watching the Batman right now, and it was kind of like a Pornhub scene, and she got excited in her Sunday dress.
Hold on. It just threw me off, and I looked over because I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
So, I get it.
You're getting into it. You're getting into it.
A little bit, but I'm saying is I get it because you might get people who do it just to do it. Why? Who have been doing it?
This is my fear. Without
that's the flip side of the coin.
Those boundaries.
Before you get there, I'm yes. You have someone who looks like you not getting the job because someone like me happened to get hired because
but guess what? Coming from someone who looks like me, cool. I've got 5 other jobs that I'm sure I can fucking get. Or if you're my personality, it wasn't motherfucking meant to be.
Flip side of the coin.
Maybe that person needed that job more than I did. But that's me.
Flip side of the coin. Being that it's now gone, for those who expected to get hired because of,
have to work harder.
I gotta work harder.
Okay, but don't you feel like this is a landslide that we're approaching?
I feel it was given with the good intent, but executed. Whack-ass Biden put out there he was going to get student loans abolished.
Let's not talk about
knew that was going to get shot down.
I just fucking saw that shit and I said, so you mean I gotta pay this shit back? No.
He knew.
Yeah, we all knew it. He just wanted to
get votes. That's it. That's it.
So there's
just a tip.
I was literally gonna say something along those lines.
And he fell asleep and forgot to take the tip out.
Like Sleepy Joe does.
And forgot to take the tip out.
Job. Okay.
Yep.
But
that's what happened.
I forgot.
That's right. Right.
I'm like, whatever.
So I'm glad that it's going away because now people actually have to study.
Okay.
But
I'm telling you, I feel like we're really approaching doing away. Okay, laws were made, or certain laws were made to protect those that can't protect themselves or are vulnerable. Okay.
True.
Child laws.
Yes.
Elderly laws.
But what was the time when those laws were created? What's the time now?
Okay. I feel like them doing away with this is them gaslighting people to think that racism doesn't exist and there's not a necessity for that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And the thing is that couldn't be further from the truth and you know it.
Racism does exist. It doesn't exist as it used to in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
No, okay.
But it's still there. It's still there.
Does.
In different ways. It's digital. It's digital.
Okay, so you said 60s, 70s. And this is a whole other thing, but like I'm sure you probably didn't watch it. They did a thing on El Paso Heights, the other night about the crack epidemic and all this other stuff. And this is another version of things. And I know this is like really bad, like probably to bring this up in this conversation, but it's like,
how dare you?
Crack cocaine was stereotypically an African American drug. Stereotypically, okay?
Right.
Cocaine in powder form was stereotypically.
It's a party drug.
It was known as okay. So it was the white man's Hollywood. Hollywood's cocaine. Okay. Drug crimes of the cocaine versus crack were sentenced differently.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So it's like you have, and that's in the 80s and 90s and like early 2000s, whatever. You have those kinds of things, and that's just like another thing of the targeting.
Right.
You know what
but
I'm
it's
saying?
not on top of the targeting. It's also the propaganda about it. It's propaganda about it because crack hits you 50 times harder than coke.
Yes.
Right.
Sure.
So,
I don't know. I ain't never smoked crack before.
Well, that's what I heard. Like some kind of.
That's what I heard. I don't know the recipe.
But no. But yeah, straight up, it's like that. So we'll get into that topic.
But I mean, they can. Yeah. Let's get into that.
Listen, we'll go ahead and get into it. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We've been at it for a minute. I'm not complaining, but Lord knows I know you got stuff you got to go do.
Homegirl is hungry.
Yes, I
got
get it.
Dinner plans.
Listen, it was a pleasure you coming by.
Thank
we
you.
definitely gonna have to do this again and get more into it. You guys, social media, the E.I.T.H.R, E.I.T.H.R. Do you want anyone following your social media pages?
Not right now.
Not right now. Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
No stalker yet. Okay. Cool.
No,
so
not yet. I don't need my shit cloned too.
I got you. So we're going to get back out here, y'all. I appreciate you guys listening to episode number 121 of the E.I.T.H.R podcast. What's your motto before we go? What is something that you're going to focus on over the weekend so that way next time we speak, it's something that you're going to accomplish?
Ooh, see?
Right. I'll go ahead and say mine so that way
I'm going to just plank. Okay, I'm going to keep it real simple. I need to get on my planking, okay?
Okay, so she wants to plank.
Every day. For a minute.
To work on her core.
Yep.
Mine is to do some more finishing touches on my animated series over the weekend and get photos from the people who are involved in the acting of this animation episode on gnsetv.com. So that's what your boy is going to go ahead and do. So anywho, thank you guys again. Appreciate that. The E.I.T.H.R podcast. We will be back next week. 4th of July. Again. Because right now outside is hotter than Satan's balls after jogging and leather sweats. Yo, we out. You guys be good. Talk to you later. Peace.